Are you an EDC enthusiast? And if you are, have you ever caught yourself saying things like, oh, that's cool, but I don't need it? And then you realize, yeah, you might not need that, but you also don't need the 10, 20, 30, 40 plus knives in your collection either. How's it going, everybody? I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. You know, today I want to talk about a piece of the EDC community, a piece of the EDC hobby that doesn't get discussed nearly enough. You see, when it comes to EDC, you might think of other things like pens or wallets. You might also think of knives. But how often do you think of drivers? But I'm not talking about this driver. This is a Husky driver. I got it from Home Depot, but it does not spark the flame. And when I talk about the flame, I'm talking about that desire to really hone in on your collection and make it personal, to make it something more than just a tool. This is it. If you've been looking for that driver that really completes your collection, you might want to see what happens next. Shout out to Goodskrew for sending me this awesome package. And yeah, I did in fact skip the unboxing where I took it out of the cardboard because that's not the box that's important. This one is, and this could not be possible without Goodskrew. It's been a long time. I've wanted to check out their products for forever. And so I'm very grateful that they responded to my communication and said, sure, we'd like to see what you can do with this. So here we are, guys. Shout out to Goodskrew. Now, they sent me a few things here. We've got some standard generic bit drivers. These do come standard, by the way, with all of their driver sets. So you can get 24 nice 1/4 inch drivers. And if you don't have them, now you do. I think that's pretty cool. They also sent me this, which we'll get into in a second. And of course, the star of the show. And you know what? I do a lot of reviews, and so I appreciate good packaging, and this one is giving me that good packaging feel. So I'm going to slip this off. We've got the Goodskrew box right here, and here is their social media. Of course, follow me on Instagram if you haven't done so yet, Rollshambo.edc, but more importantly, follow them. Their products sell out all the time, and they do have updates on their Instagram, so make sure to give them a follow while you're at it. Let's see what's in the box. Magnetic clasp, that's nice, and ooh, wow, that looks that is fantastic. Not only did they send me the driver, they also sent me the bit holder. This is a set. This is a matching set. The box is cool. This unboxing experience is really awesome. You get these two cards right here. Looks like a certificate of authenticity. Let's check them out. This one is the Poseidon's Kiss set in Thai, and it looks like it was born on July 18th of 2023. That's this year. And it even has the number right here, the GSS 67, product by Goodskrew. And then, of course, this guy. I love this. I love the wax seal that says legit, because this is pretty legit. You can read that if you want. Feel free to pause and give it a read. But I do like that you get these things in the box as well. It just adds to the premium nature of what you're buying here. Now, the star of the show is going to be the bit driver. This is a titanium driver with blue anno, and I love that anno work. Man. Magnetic head takes 1/4-inch bits, which is cool. And then of course we've got this this very fidget friendly spinning top. Now it's not just a fidget spinner that spins for forever, or according to their website, at least 2 minutes. It's actually supposed to help with the precision of being able to screw and unscrew it. That's fantastic. That feels very, very premium. And then of course this is the driver holder, and you'll notice that this looks kind of like the cartridge on a revolver, man. And that also spins flawlessly. Now this pin right here is supposed to be magnetic so that you can go ahead and place your driver here. Word on the street is that you can actually place whatever 1/4-inch driver you want in there. So these can actually be sold separately. And if you're wondering, no, these are not cheap. These are very, very premium, but they are going to be in line with other titanium drivers. So for example, this one is $125.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
It's not cheap, but the work isn't done cheaply either. The level of premium materials and premium craftsmanship here is very, very impressive. That is wonderful. Now, something else that I did not mention that they also sent my way is a pin replacement, as well as another ball bearing. And you can actually get ceramic bearings, although the steel bearings that are in here are supposed to spin for longer. So the ceramic bearings just give it a bit of a different feel. And then you've got some extra washers here as well. That's nice. Man, I take knives apart all the time, but when I do it, I use this guy, this big honkin' Home Depot special. And you know, the problem with this one is that it's really, really easy to strip out screws because I have to put too much pressure. There's no precision with this, right? You know, it gets the job done, but there's nothing precision about it. There's nothing that really screams collector. And for me, that's what this is. This is a high-end luxury premium bit driver. And you might be thinking to yourself, man, why do I need this? The truth is that you don't. You don't need this. But if you look at the more expensive knives in your collection, you don't need those either. We buy these things not because we need them, but because, well, it's because we want them. And this is a driver that I've wanted for a long time. I've had my eye on Goodskrew for a hot minute, and if it wasn't for my really bad knife buying addiction, I'd probably have 2 or 3 of these. But having one in hand, it's not helping, because now I actually want more. I kind of want to have a couple different ones of these. They have a lot of different pattern styles and anno styles. So if you're like me and you want to start delving into this, you can. They've got options, and right now they're actually in stock, and I will absolutely link to them down below, because the last time I went to get one of these, their whole stock was sold out, but they recently did a drop, and so these are available. And another thing too is, if you start to think that these are expensive, when you look at the titanium driver space, this one is $125 for just the driver. And of course, you get the complimentary bits. Other titanium drivers that are not this premium go for around the same price, for $100 to $150. There's other ones out there that are massively popular, going for about $135, that I would not buy over this driver. Now, this is the bit holder, and this is nice because this sits on your desk and it holds all of your bits, and maybe not all of your bits, but it's going to hold the ones that you use the most. And it also spins, you know, I'm not sure if that's something that matters to you or not, but it is nice and it's very fidgety. And for someone that works from home like me, I can tell you that having something like this on my desk is nice, because maybe I don't want to fidget with my knives while I'm working. Maybe I want to fidget with something a little less dangerous. This is going to get the job done, and you can get this thing cranking, man. So, and they mentioned this too. They say, you know, with the ball bearing setup and everything, you 100% can use this as a fidget tool, you know, and I've got a busy mind, and so I like to fidget while I'm working. This will definitely do the trick. I love how the colors blend in with the blue ano. When you spin this, it just creates this really, really nifty effect. That's cool. I did mention that I was going to get into this, and let's go ahead and check out what's in here. And I did take a peek. Goodskrew is doing a lot of different things, guys. They have a knife called the Neutron, and they also make these. These are show side scales for the Chris Reeves large Sabenza. These are going to run you about 80 bucks, and oh my god, look at how beautiful that is. That is absolutely stunning. 80 bucks can get you a really unique show side scale. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a large Sabenza, but I might have to change that now because I would love to put this on one. That is fantastic. 100% digging that, and it feels so good. Wow. That's really, really good looking. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, the bits that I use the most are going to be the T6, T7, T8, maybe a T10 every now and then. So let's go ahead and check these out. Being 1/4 inch bits, these specific ones, I believe they list them as just generic versions, but I'm pretty positive you can go ahead and use your Weehaw bits or whatever premium bits that you want. And so I'm going to start piling these guys in there. We got T6, T7, T8. I don't know of anything in T9. We're just going to skip that. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll put T9 in there and then T10. Wow, those are in there pretty good. And then I've got 3 extra spots. Gotta have a flathead. We'll do this guy. You know, there's not enough small flatheads. And then we'll also do a couple Phillips because you can never have too many of those. And here you have it. All the bits that I would use on a daily basis right there. And you could totally break down and tear down a knife with that. And in fact, I think that's what we're going to do. What better way to experience the driver set than to actually do a teardown on a knife? And you know, a knife that I haven't taken apart yet is my Petrified Fish Victor. And I love this knife. This is one of my favorite knives that I got this year. It's not expensive at all. This is a, you know, $45, $50 knife from Petrified Fish. I've never taken it apart. There's not a whole lot to it. Looks like we got some body screws, some clip screws, the pivot screw, of course. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. That's going to be T8 on the pivot. So we're going to go ahead and find that. That's going to be this guy. Magnetic, so it pops right in. Now, this is nice because since this spins, you can control this with the palm of your hand like this. And that is very, very easy. Super smooth, no issues. And of course, you know, probably a lot easier since Petrified Fish doesn't use any Loctite. That's a win. I'll take it. These body screws are going to be... Nope, those are definitely T6. All right. But you see how cool that is? You just pop it back in and you can swap out bits, no problem. And even though this screw is giving me a little more difficulty, it's not stripping. I can apply the perfect amount of pressure without issue. And because that head is magnetic, it holds on to the screws. Get these pocket clip screws out here next. Because why not? We're going to do a full teardown on this knife. Now, normally the issue that I run into with this driver is that it's too big. It's honestly too big for taking knives apart. There we go. We've got the scales off. We've got the clip off. Liner off. We can go ahead and re-lubricate that bearing. Blade off. I honestly expected this to take quite a bit longer than it is. Pivot fully out. Other bearing. Let's go ahead and grab this guy. That's just gonna spin because it has that piece right there. All right, you know what? I don't need to take that out. That is totally fine. But now, that took me, what, a few minutes? That's fantastic. I 100% want to get multiple of these. And the cool part is that they're always working with new designers. They're always updating things. This style with this, little pull part right here, that's new. They used to have more of a flat top up here. The pineapple grenade frag pattern looks a bit aggressive, but I'm here to tell you that it's really, really nice and grippy. The ergos on here are very natural feeling. Everything about this feels premium. And not only is this 100% a better option than this, but it actually feels like it's worth the money. It feels like someone put a lot of thought into this, and this is a tool that could last you for a very long time. Is it art? Yes, but it's functional art. And is it expensive? Yes. Do you need to buy this? No, you don't. If all you want is a cheap tool from Home Depot that'll get the job done without much fanfare, here you go. I believe it was like 10, 15 bucks, or you can get a Weehaw or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that when you go for something like this, you're not buying it because you need it. You're buying it because you want it.